Major updates in the RICO case against 18 Trump officials and the big kahuna himself in Georgia in Fulton County. This is again DA Fani Willis's case, trying all of these people for their role in trying to overturn the 2020 election in multiple states, but specifically in Georgia. New update is Fani Willis is now asking for the trial to be October 23rd, which is effectively tomorrow. That's in less than 2 months, everybody. So she is not messing around when it comes to getting this trial going ASAP. Also a new update is that Donald Trump has a new lawyer. And it seems the lawyer Steve Sadow is actually quite experienced and has gotten many high profile defendants off of their cases, so of their charges. So we will see how this goes down. But I do just wanna say that the biggest news in my book is that we got mugshots, people, specifically of Mr. former RICO prosecutor himself, Rudy Giuliani. He was booked, here we go. There it is. The feeling when your partner just puts back like a little bit of milk in the fridge, you know? And you're like, oh man. Or when you've haven't gotten a night's sleep and the baby won't nap. That's my face. Or when you just realize that you're being held on a $150,000 bond for your role in trying to overturn a Democratic election, and you keep on running your mouth about it, and you're being sued by everybody and their mother. That's the face. That is the face of a man who's been underpaid by the former president. And again, he's been mostly paid in Kirkland handles of vodka. They're Costco, they're good, all right? He's not turning his nose up at that, but at some point he needs actual money. That's the face. So Giuliani, again, 79, accused of spearheading Trump's efforts to compel state lawmakers in Georgia and others closely contested states to ignore the will of the voters and illegally appoint electoral college electors favorable to Trump. The other things, he's obviously, he's facing a bunch of other, do we have this graphic? Damn it, he's got a lot of other lawsuits coming down the pike at him, including a sexual assault lawsuit that is also coming at him. But there was other people, it wasn't just Rudy Giuliani who turned himself in, who had that mugshot. We got my girl, Sidney Powell. Let's throw this picture up, hell yeah. Now, here's the thing about Sidney Powell. Sidney Powell doesn't go anywhere without her jewels. She always has some gold on her. Again, she's the Talbot's Yeti, that's what I like to call her. Sharon, I feel like she was asked to remove her clip-ons for this.
Yeah, you gotta follow the rules, just like everybody else. I'm thinking of what the caption would be on hers. Rudy's, you big man, okay? Whatever the Drake lyrics are. Sidney Powell, yeah, don't you think? Big mad, you mad, okay? Sidney Powell, yes, you're not gonna be able to look the way you want to look. I know at least one other got full glam, okay? I believe that was Jenna. But Sidney, seen better days, okay? And her eyes are usually much bigger. She can't afford the Botox these days.
She didn't sleep very much the night. I don't think anyone slept very much the night before. This is very much like, Kraken, are you there, Kraken?
Reality show though, Fran. Reality show, put all of them in a house.
Oh my God, yes.
That
put
them
in a house.
Okay,
for
Which
sure.
Network can take it on, sure.
I mean, you know they want to. First of all, the strike is continuing. Everyone's relying on reality. These fools will work for, again, nothing. They need the money, so put them on television, have them just like fight each other, give them all the alcohol. What you do with reality stars. But you mentioned Jenna Ellis, yes, again, one of a former attorney for Donald Trump, who again went around with Rudy Giuliani and Sidney Powell, and was in line with this plot to send false electors from the states to DC. It was Jenna Ellis. Sorry, that was a long wind up to say Jenna Ellis. And she actually tweeted her mugshot. This is cute. She's like, I look good, I smiled, I put on a full beat. And she quoted just some Bible, as you do. Every time I have my mugshot taken, I'm like, what Bible verse shall I put today? So she says, but I say unto you, love your enemies, bless them that curse you, do good to them that hate you, pray for them that despitefully use you and persecute you. Matt 4:4. Matt? Do we call Matthew Matt these days? I feel like that's a little disrespectful. But he who trusts the Lord, loving kindness shall surround him. Be glad the Lord and rejoice, you righteous ones. Shout for joy, all you who are upright in heart. I think it's Psalms, but okay, a Psalm 32:10-11. What does that do, Sharon? Is that love your enemy? All, except for when it's Joe Biden, because he's the actual enemy. In which
Don't
case,
forget Hunter.
Yeah, go after his son. You know what they say? Invade the privacy of the enemy's son, ruin their lives and their reputations, haunt them with the worst things they've done from their own past, follow them to the ends of the earth, follow all their children, but also love them. Like that's a form of love.
Yeah, and let's not forget the Hunter, the Biden crime family, as I think what they also refer to it. That includes Jill, okay, Dr. Biden as well. The quote rings a little hollow for me, but I haven't been to church in a while, so what do I know, okay? And I won't be going either. I'm not doing any of that, okay? I got my popcorn here. I'm waiting for this thing to be televised.
Absolutely, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen at least with Trump likely tomorrow. Sadly, it's not my day. But my favorite part of the people who have chosen to turn themselves in, obviously they have to, they've been compelled to, and the people who are kind of holding off and waiting for the last minute, i.e. the big kahuna, Donald Trump himself, the mastermind of the enterprise. But we got two other goons in the mix, which is former Chief of Staff Mark Meadows and former Justice official Jeffrey Clark, who are trying to basically skirt this arraignment, skirt getting booked, and are saying that these are federal acts, not crimes, federal acts. And so they want to switch and not be in Fulton County. They want it to be presided over by a federal judge. They're gonna have a hearing on Monday by a district judge, Steve Jones, who said, yeah, I can look at this for you, but you still have to turn yourself in. Like you still have to actually at this point be arraigned in Fulton. So Fani Willis has heard these pleas from people like Mark Meadows and his attorneys and said, quote, and this is my favorite, I'm not granting any extensions. Willis wrote back to Meadows' lawyers, according to a court filing, I gave 2 weeks for people to surrender themselves to the court. Your client is no different than any other criminal defendant in this jurisdiction. 2 weeks was a tremendous courtesy. At 12:30 p.m. on Friday, I shall file warrants in the system. Oh. She is not playing.
No, she's not. And I'm gonna tell you something. Did the brother, there's the one black man and one woman, have they turned themselves in yet? Because if not, we know what they do to black people. The marshals, dogs will be nipping at their butts, okay? If they don't, please make the deadline, folks. Get down to the Fulton County Jail. Don't make this more difficult than it needs to be.
Make the deadline, people. Just go. I mean, it could be like, does he want to have the I'm gonna be dragged out moment? I don't know if we have time to go into this, but it is, maybe we could just show that Donald Trump and Rudy Giuliani are also trying to fundraise simultaneously as they are getting arraigned this week. Here's a little invitation. Do we have that back up from a former story? A $100,000 per plate dinner. That's right, Root President Donald Trump invites you to an evening in support of America's mayor, Rudolph Giuliani, Thursday, September 7th at the Trump National Golf Club in Bedminster, New Jersey. Who's gonna be there again? Let's see his face. Who's that? Who's that guy? Who's gonna be? Oh, there he is.
Man.
Oh, the man himself, the man, the myth, the mugshot, Rudy Giuliani. So yeah, keep on raising the money because it's been $100,000 to get his butt, $150,000 to get his butt out of jail. Trump's gonna have to pay $200,000. Man, yeah, Steve Sadow, I hope he's being paid. That's his new lawyer. We shall see. Any final thoughts on this? The bookings, what we're expecting tomorrow, Sharon?
Well, I know who will try to control the narrative, but won't be able to do it. I know Fani Willis a little bit. I know Sheriff Labatt. Okay, remember Fulton County Jail is under investigation. People have been eaten alive, at least one man, by bed bugs. Inmates take peeling parts of the jail and use them to make shanks. So defendant Trump has got to be, look over both shoulders if he can do that tomorrow. And I want to mention this, and I know you put up the Bedminster $100,000 a plate. It was. I don't know if there was any mention of a surcharge of 75%. You don't really think Rudy is going to get all that money for people who come. I mean, come on, Donald Trump has double crossed everybody. Really?
I mean, the opportunity to sit there and listen to them drone on and on and on about the same crap. Like, I would pay $100,000 to get both of those goons to go away forever. Like, that's what I'd be like, oh, I will scrounge up the money so you can just go bye-bye.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.